Welcome back, and I was just about to show Annalise my cool Universidad de Leon solar glasses, and I got a chance to look at first contact, and what do you think? Did you get a...
I haven't had a chance yet, but what was it like?
Oh, it was awesome. Just a very little bit, and that's how it starts, right? But very important to think about safety. And I have these cool glasses, courtesy of Universidad de Leon, and I believe you have a viewer, right?
Yes, I do. So it works the same way. You just hold it, make sure it's completely blocking your eyes, and it can be useful for people who might not want to wear the glasses for whatever reason.
Why in the world would you not want to wear these cool glasses, right?
Yes.
I mean, they're very stylish.
They are.
I do have to say, though, that only good for looking at the sun.
Yes.
But I tell you, there are lots of safety things that you have to think about.
Absolutely.
We don't have eclipses every day, so we don't think about it very much. So is there some way we could come up with like a FAQ or something where we could get some answers to some of these compelling safety questions?
Yeah, so this is perfect because we actually have multiple recordings that will give people some very useful safety tips about eclipse viewing, and safety is of utmost importance when viewing an eclipse.
And I believe you participated in these productions.
Yes, I did.
At SIU.
Yes.
Right? So a little family program. It's kind of nice. Well, we look forward to seeing those. In fact, why don't we check one out right now? Check out this safety tip.
Could I go blind if I accidentally glance at the eclipse with no eye protection?
Right, and the answer to that one is absolutely not. We glance at the sun all the time, so an eclipse is just happening on the sun. So if you just glance at the sun, you look away, it's the same as any normal day.
Okay, great, thank you. And when should I put the solar glasses on, and when do I take them off?
So your solar glasses are designed for when you want to stare at the sun. Right, so you can't just, if you just glance at it, it's fine, but if you want to look at it, that's when you need your solar glasses.
Okay.
They block out over 99% of the light, so when you put them on, you can stare at the sun and watch partial.
Okay.
So you want to put them on during partial. The minute totality starts, you can take them off.
Okay, great.
But the minute totality ends, you want to put them back on.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. That
Absolutely.
makes sense. Thank you.
Oh man, see? Perfect, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
So cool.
And safe.
Absolutely.
Right? And good job on the interview, right?
Thank you.
Yeah, it really is helpful to think about. I mean, it was good to know that, you know, we don't run the risk of walking down the street and just, you know, casting a glance and getting seriously hurt.
Absolutely.
But definitely something we have to be mindful of. Now, you've seen an eclipse before, right?
Yes, I have. I actually saw the one in 2017 as well as 2024, both in Carbondale.
And you had the appropriate glasses.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
or else I wouldn't be seeing as well today.
Yeah, very good point.
Yes.
Awesome. Although I don't, you know, do you remember first contact? Do you remember that
I was
part of
pretty
it?
young. I was 12 years old in 2017, and you know, 2024 is already 2 years away ago. So
Okay,
it's been a little while. I don't remember it super well.
So Annalise's memory is a little questionable, but that's okay. We're going to have a big impact today.
Yes.
Make sure we do it safely. But right now, let's go back to the feeds and see, so you can experience first contact up close.
Welcome back. I am here again with Dr. Chris Mandrill, and we are going to talk about the telescopes that you can see behind us. So obviously we have a great view of people working on the telescopes. Can you tell me a bit about who's running them?
So our team is made up of SIU students, faculty, and we have a Dynamic Eclipse Broadcast Initiative, volunteers, core team members working. We have, just to call them out by name, we have Zach, Richard, and Corey running telescopes back there, and again, covering across the United States.
That's great. So what are we seeing on the sun today?
We're fortunate in that the last couple of days we've had some sunspots pop up, which is something. The sun's been very quiet the last few days, but now we have these dark spots. So you may be able to see through feeds, or if you're using a pinhole camera or something at home, little dark spots across the surface. Those are sunspots, which are sort of the source of the energetic events that hurl stuff out into space towards us, actually.
That's great timing with this broadcast. So I was wondering, I was looking at these feeds, and first of all, they look so cool.
Awesome.
But I noticed that there were different colors on different feeds. Could you touch on why that is?
Yeah, so that's the colors are because we're looking at specific wavelengths of light. I'm sure you've talked about the safety of looking at the sun, so we have to limit the amount of light that our instruments are dealing with. It's just too bright to study. So we look at specific wavelengths. There should be an orange or a reddish feed. That's a hydrogen alpha filter that's filtering out all the light and radiation from the sun except this red light from a hydrogen atom. And the sun's made mostly of hydrogen, so we get a lot of this light coming in, and it actually shows us right around the edge of the photosphere into the chromosphere, where a lot of exciting magnetic field activity is happening. There's a bluish violet feed. That's a calcium K. So now we're looking at light just from a calcium atom, a specific transition within that atom, and we filter out everything else. This gives us a little bit deeper view into the sun. So now we're looking a little further into the ephemeral layers of the outer surface of the sun. And then the white ones, where you see the white field with those sunspots I talked about really stand out in that white field. That's just a film where we're filtering out uniformly all of the intensity, the heavy intensity of radiation. So we're getting continuous light. So it looks white, because white light, we see a rainbow, that's white light broken up into its constituent parts. All of that light together is a continuous spectrum, is white. So we see the white sun. And then the sunspots really stand out as dark spots in that. That's really cool. That way we're able to look at different layers of the sun, but also protect our optics.
Well, great. Thank you for explaining that. And we will now take a moment to look at these feeds that we were just talking about. And then we will be back with Zach from the DEB initiative.
Joining us now is Zach from the DEB Initiative, operating one of the telescopes here on site. First, how cool, first contact.
Oh, it was great. I'm loving watching the moon just continue to move across the face of the sun, and it's only going to get better from here.
Now, you're part of the DEB Initiative, so tell us, what is the DEB Initiative?
So the DEB Initiative stands for the Dynamic Eclipse Broadcast Initiative, and we have two main goals. One is we are a network of telescopes, and during a total solar eclipse, we'll be spread through the entire path at regular intervals, so that as totality ends in one location, it begins in the next, and that team starts recording data, and then the next team starts recording data, and we can stitch it all together into a longer view of totality than you would get at any one location on the globe. And then our second big thing is the broadcast part of it. Our goal is to have the feeds from the telescopes going in near real time to our website so the public can see what's happening with the eclipse from multiple locations at the same time.
This seems to me like a two-step profound process, and that you're getting that total path, because that means that scientists from different locations can see what they can't see on the ground. And then here, it also seems like experientially people get to experience from different places, and you keep that. I mean, how many eclipses have you done this for?
So this is my second with the DEB Initiative. I did two with a different citizen science project before that both Bob and Matt Penn were both running. So I've been working with them for a while, and this is just great. So looking forward to hopefully continue it next year in Africa.
Yeah, it's so exciting. Now, you're a scientist, so tell me, just, I know that there's no pressure here, but like, what are you seeing today that you're excited about with this unique opportunity to look to the sun?
Well, the big thing I'm excited about is what happens, what we get to discover when totality hits. For right now, we're in the partial phase of the eclipse. It's more or less the same types of things that we can see on a daily basis.
Sure.
But the innermost part of the sun's corona, that very inner atmosphere, we can't see anywhere on Earth with any other instrument.
Yeah.
And so that's what we can see during the total eclipse.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to seeing what our data shows compared to the other DEB site, which is a bit to the southeast of us. And the idea is we'll blink back and forth between those and track the movements of different bodies of gas within that inner corona where no other instrument can reach, and that'll help us learn about the magnetic fields and behaviors of the sun.
Yeah, amazing. Now, you guys don't know that, or you can probably guess. I'm a liberal arts major, so like I'm not schooled in the sciences so much, but I've gleaned a lot, and this is amazing to hear this, and I'm so excited. I'm looking forward, obviously, to Africa, but you did mention to me one thing. You saw a prominence on the moon, on the sun, rather. Sorry, not a prominence,
Yeah, there was a filament. If you look at the H-alpha view of the sun right now, there's a filament, which is this little dark streak kind of near the center of the sun's disk, and if you go in a straight line from edge to edge on that right now, that is exactly 20 times the size of Earth, 20 times the diameter of our planet.
Okay, that's just mind-blowing. And on that note, let's go take a look at those feeds, and we'll come back with more after that. We've got lots to talk about, SIU students, everything. It's going to be great fun. Keep a look at those scopes, and thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Does my dog need to wear solar glasses?
No, your dog is probably not going to look at the sun during that time period. They don't normally look at the sun during the day, and during an eclipse, you're not really having any special effects going on. The moon is just passing in front of the sun. So your dog's not going to look at the sun. You don't need to worry about them. If you do happen to take a photo of your dog wearing glasses, though, that would be adorable. Please share them.
Okay, excellent. Does my infant or child need to wear solar glasses?
During an eclipse, your child does need to be wearing solar glasses when they are looking at the sun. Your infant doesn't need to be looking at the sun at all. For children, the regular size solar glasses don't fit very well sometimes, so they do make special child size ones or special adapted ones that you can find online that will fit their face a little bit better. And during these times, to make sure that they are keeping their glasses on their face when they are looking at the sun, they do need to be supervised during the whole eclipse.
Can you use a welding helmet in place of solar glasses?
You can, so long as it meets the standard number 14. Anything higher than that will also work, but anything lower than that, you do risk damaging your eyes during an eclipse.
Okay. And do I need to wear sunscreen the day of the eclipse?
You should wear sunscreen if you are outside, period. But during an eclipse, you are going to have a little bit of reduction in UV, but you need to, it's only during a very brief period of time, so you do need to wear sunscreen if you are outside.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome back. I am joined here with Professor Carla Berry, and we are going to talk a bit about how the students are involved in this project. So I heard that this is entirely student run.
You know, until you asked me the first time, I hadn't really thought about it, but I don't know if we can see behind me, but if you look at mission control behind us here, these are all students, or maybe at the end, you know, a student who just finished his PhD and continued working with us. And so I couldn't be more proud. So we have both School of Media Arts students and School of Physics and Applied Physics, so the astronomy students. Some of the students who are brand new working with us for the first time, who have just, you know, like arrived here and set up shop for the first time. So it's really fun to see everybody working together and also to see how professional everyone is.
That's really exciting. So I also heard that we have a collaboration with NASA on this.
Yeah, so some of the streams are going out to NASA. Blair Allen, who's been, you know, on co-hosting with you. So that means that our students are working with NASA. This is a real production. This is a professional production. This is not just a student project. Like, we are going out live to the world. And so it means for us at SIU Carbondale, you know, this is something that no other program in the U.S. does anything like this, has a collaborative project like this. So our students in both science and arts are working together. In fact, can I give a little shout out?
Absolutely.
Because some of the funding that was given in support of the students coming here came from our Vice Chancellor of Research. Some of it came from our foundation, scholarships for the students. Some of the funding came from NASA. Some of the funding came from an NSF grant. So, you know, it took a lot of different pieces to pull this together. And we continue to work together. I think you might also see some SolarSTEAM t-shirts around here. And what I'm very proud of is we in the media arts put the A in STEAM in this project. And so, you know, it gives us a chance to do true collaboration. It's immersive learning, it's experiential learning. So I want to really, you know, shout out to the folks at SIU Carbondale who helped make this happen. And I know that some of the students from 2 years ago in 2024, when students participated in Project SolarSTEAM, and we did a 4-hour plus live stream show during the eclipse. Some of them are watching today, so shout out to Alyssa Kruger and Nathan Cully and Gavin Melton and anybody else who's watching today. And of course, we have to give a shout out to family back in Copenhagen who are watching live, and other friends and family. We have a live watch party going on campus. I don't know if you mentioned that in the show.
No, we have not yet.
So back on campus, there are people in one of our classrooms, and it's move-in day. So there's a lot going on today.
Yeah, sounds like there's a lot going on back home. But is it our first time, or the team's first time, going abroad for something like this?
Yeah, you know, well, it's the first time for the media and the STEM and the astronomy students to, some of the astronomy students did a study abroad with Corey Breivik in 23, and they went to Australia for an eclipse, and they were testing the telescopes and what we might do. I sent a student to Texas with Bob Baer and Mike Kentrianakis, you know, a kind of very popular eclipse chaser. But yeah, so this is the first time, but we're also planning now 2027 and how students and alumni from SIU, professionals who are out there who might work with us in the future. So the Project SolarSTEAM just keeps on rolling.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And we are going to take a break to talk about the future study abroad opportunities, and then we will return shortly.
Hello, I am Annalise Gould, and we are here today at Southern Illinois University in Carbondale. We are just outside of the physics building where a student faculty team is preparing for the August 12, 2026 total solar eclipse. I am here today with Dr. Harvey Henson. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you. Good
And
to be here.
I was wondering, what is your role at the university?
So I'm faculty and I teach in a couple places, geology and science education, but I also have the privilege of directing the STEM Education Research Center.
Awesome. And what will your role be in Spain?
So I'll be working with Drs. Corey Breivik and Eric Breivik and Angela Henson, part of the CERC team, in leading a student study abroad experience in Spain, culminating in León for the Eclipse event.
Excellent. And could you speak about some of the future study abroad experiences after the 2026 eclipse?
Sure. So we first took a group of students to Australia for the 2023 total solar eclipse event, and that worked so well that we decided to do it again for Spain, and we're already looking at Morocco in 27, and beyond that there's a couple of eclipses coming up in Australia in 28 and 2030, and sky's the limit. We're on to a good thing.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Welcome back, and joining us now is Corey Tester. Now, Corey, you work at SIU, you're a professor there, but your unique skill, from my perspective, is that you've done a lot of photography in and around solar eclipses over the years.
I have. I kind of stumbled into it, I suppose. Part of it's because I live in Carbondale, and there were two of them there pretty rapidly. So, yeah, I was fortunate enough to be at my house in 2017. Was able to just photograph totality with a digital SLR camera, and kind of teamed up with Bob Baer and the crew in 2024, and was able to take a lot of great stills of totality and partial.
Yeah, now, so this is interesting. You're very humble, because I remember back in 2017, you also shot some video, and in 2024 the same. And if I'm not mistaken, you're working with a special camera and a telescope here at today's event.
That's right. I'm piggybacking onto one of the other telescopes to track the sun. I'm shooting on a very high resolution video camera, and it has a fan, which is good for the heat
Yeah, right.
and the constant sun. But it's very high resolution, so we're trying it out. It's a brand new camera.
So how do you, this is kind of an interesting process. Like, you don't just find an eclipse to go after. Because of all these telescopes here, you're able to try this. What motivated you to sort of take on this higher end eclipse photography, so to speak?
Well, I think it's just providing that kind of imagery to the public. You know, and again, upping kind of using the technology to up the resolution.
Yeah. Give that higher fidelity and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. I'm so glad. We hope we'll be able to share Corey's work with you in the future. Now, some of our viewers, and in fact, two of our viewers exclusively, Nathan and Alyssa, probably keyed in on those words imagery, because they're from the Media Arts School and they know all about that. You probably understand this interview better than I do, but big shout out to your professor, Corey here. Good. I'm glad you're doing this work. How might we see this work in the future? Do you share it scientifically with the Deb team, or do you just post it on social media? How do people get to see the work that you accomplish here?
Yeah, I'm not really much on social media, but yes, we're definitely sharing it with the team. Right now it's streaming live to YouTube. So,
wonderful.
So video streaming live to YouTube. So we're hoping to capture totality in just a little bit.
Awesome,
So.
I love it. And that's the one with the big Corey camera symbol on it, right? It's with your face on it?
No, I hope not.
Okay,
I
all
hope
right.
not.
So
this is about as much as on camera as I'd like to be.
I'm overselling it a little bit, but I got to tell you, Corey does great work. I love working with this team. You're seeing great telescope imagery, one of which is Corey's, but also Deb and others. So thanks for coming on the show. We're going to take a break and look at those feeds, and when we come back, we'll learn more about this upcoming incredible eclipse.
Welcome back. I am here with Dr. Corinne Breivik, and we are going to talk a bit about alternative viewing methods. So thank you for joining us today.
Absolutely.
So what are some different methods if you don't have glasses, if you don't want to use your glasses, to see the effects of the eclipse?
Yeah, so there's all sorts of options. A first one would be just pinhole projection, where you take a piece of paper and you poke a hole in it. And you then hold it out and the sun shines through that hole and it will project on the ground. Okay. So then you can stare at the ground and you can watch the eclipse and it's totally safe.
Nice.
You could do the exact same thing with a colander, just out of your kitchen, but it's got lots of holes. So you can hold it up, point it at the sun, and you're gonna get lots of eclipses happening.
That's so cool.
On the ground. And so you can watch it get smaller and smaller and smaller. And then of course, once totality happens, you're not worried about it. You can just look up.
That's really cool. So why does this happen?
So in this case, that pinpoint is acting like a little camera, right? And it's allowing you to project what you're seeing, but stay in focus.
Nice.
Another fun thing you can do is called the sun funnel. This one requires an automotive funnel, like you pour oil into your car with, some rear projection film, and a couple of hose clamps.
Yeah.
And you clamp that rear projection film on the funnel, and then you put the whole thing right on top of your eyepiece.
Okay.
And so in that case, you just have a telescope with an eyepiece and this big funnel sticking out of it. But it's totally safe because you're not looking at the sun through the eyepiece. You're looking at the rear projection film. So I love that one.
Yeah.
You got to know ahead of time because you got to go get an automotive funnel.
Yeah.
But it works really well.
Yeah. And I heard that you did some similar activities this morning with the eclipse events.
Yeah, so the City of Lyon hosted an amazing activity, a series of talks at their convention center. The European Space Agency was there, the University of Lyon was there. There were lots of people, lots of families, so we did activities. It was so much fun.
That sounds great. Are there any other things that we want to look out for as the eclipse is getting even closer?
Yeah, so one of the things to watch for if you're watching the eclipse with us right now, if you have a sheet, like a bed sheet that you can put out, lay it out flat on the ground, and right as totality is approaching, sometimes you'll see these things called shadow bands, and they're just literally rows of shadow. They look like almost like snakes move across the sheet. Now, I've done it before where you see it or you don't, but if you catch it, it's very cool.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. And so are there any things like I've heard after the eclipse that we might be able to see some things like a meteor shower potentially?
Right, so tonight is going to be the peak of the Perseids meteor shower. So eclipse is over, it starts to get dark. All night long, if you don't have anything else to do, right, pretty much anywhere you are, go outside and look up. The Perseids are the remnants of the dust off of a comet, and they're going to be entering our atmosphere. And this one is supposed to be a pretty good one, so up to 25 shooting stars per hour.
Oh, wow.
So it could be good. Now, they're not always as good. It depends on how dark your skies are and where you see them. But it'll be a great chance to watch some shooting stars. And the neat thing about that is each of those is literally just a dust grain, a single tiny grain of dust streaking through our sky.
That's really cool. And apparently we could see the planets as well during the eclipse.
During the eclipse, we'll be able to see planets. Depending on where they are in the horizon. So if you have buildings in the way or trees, you might not see them. But both Jupiter and Mercury will be below the eclipse towards the horizon. Jupiter on top, Mercury on down. And then the star Regulus will be pretty bright during the eclipse, and it will be up and to the left of the eclipse. So if you see a bright star up and to the left, that's Regulus. If you see what looks like a bright star down and to the right, that's probably Jupiter.
Okay.
And then Mercury will be below that. And they're there right now. Theoretically, you could just look up and see them, except the sun is too bright. So we can't. But once it gets dark, they'll pop out.
Okay.
And that's one of the cool things, because you get to see the stars that you normally can't see.
That is so exciting. Well, thank you for talking to me today. And we are going to take a short break, and then when we come back, we'll be talking about SolarSTEAM.
Welcome back. We're here with Bob Baer, who's basically, along with me, one of the Wonder Twins of the SolarSTEAM team. I often consider you a twin, Bob. I mean, we see one another eye to eye. It's incredible.
It's awesome today.
Exactly. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And one of the things I wanted to talk about is, it's been mentioned on the show so far. We've kind of alluded to it. One of the big reasons we're here is because of SolarSTEAM. And so I wondered, I've kind of swerved in and out of a legitimate explanation of it so far. So I'm wondering if you could provide some clarity for us.
Yeah, so SolarSTEAM, we're talking about heliophysics. Yeah. That's the solar part. And heliophysics is solar science, the study of the sun. And the STEAM part is science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. So this is a blending, and actually you can see behind us when the crowd cam and the cameras pick them up, we've got a blending of media arts students, physics students, some students from other majors, but it really is a collaboration between the arts and the sciences.
Yeah, and it's funny because I've even, some of the students are here on study abroad that are even other majors that we've actually invited in, and they're actually helping us run things.
Yeah, study abroad here, and in other years we started this in Australia in 2023 with the Eclipse there. And we had study abroad come together with their research side of it, the DEB initiative telescopes at the time. And we were just testing out our SolarSTEAM scopes that year. And it was a lot of fun, so we've continued that, and we hope to continue it down the road with more eclipses.
Okay, so you said a lot of stuff, but all I heard is SolarSTEAM telescopes, and I thought, these are veteran legacy scopes. They've done a lot of observing for SolarSTEAM.
These are American-made Lunt Solar System telescopes, and we have 4 identical ones. They're modular scopes, so we can do nighttime observations with them, which we do for the star party, for lunar eclipses. For a lunar eclipse in just 2 weeks. Back in Carbondale, we're doing another show for a lunar eclipse. But yeah, they're very well traveled. We've gotten a ton of use out of them.
I love it. Thanks for all your work on SolarSTEAM. Love working with you. Love this moment here, because I was going to ask you a question about the light, because it seems like the quality of the light is kind of magical right now.
It's magical. So it's like an extended golden hour, because I think we're at about 50% partial eclipse right now. But this light coming down at a lower level, and you know, we had, there were a little bit of fires in Spain, so we've got a little bit of smoke, but it's creating this really cool color as the light's coming in.
I love it. All right, well, I know you've got work to do, so we're going to let you get back to that. We're going to go to a message about safety, but before we do, I promised Corey. Corey said, he saw our safety stuff, and he said, remember to remind people, if you're looking through an optical view piece, you have to have protections. That's the same as looking at the sun, and even worse. So just wanted to bring that up, because he's really into the solar photography, and we'll have more messages from safety right now. Then we'll be back with more. Thanks so much.
Should I use blackout curtains on all my house windows, or should I cover them in blackout paper?
Wow, so I want to have kind of a shocked response to that, but I completely understand that people could be a little concerned about what's going on during a total solar eclipse. The quick answer, no. You don't need to do all of that stuff. There's nothing strange that's going on with the sun whenever we have an eclipse. The moon's just passing in front of it, blocking the light off different varying degrees until we get to totality, where we're just not seeing the surface. So we get this really unique thing. But no strange changing of the light that's coming from the sun, or no new particles are being emitted from the sun during this process. So during a total solar eclipse, we're having a transition into like a twilight, and it's just like a regular evening where it's starting to get a little dark, but instead of the horizon blocking the sun, now it's the moon blocking the sun. So it's completely safe to go out and be in the sun during a eclipse.
Okay, great, that makes sense. And should I have my solar glasses on the entire eclipse, even when I'm walking across the park?
So the glasses that we wear during a total solar eclipse are for looking at the sun and the moon system itself during the eclipse. We don't wear those glasses around when we're doing our daily activities, because they're so dark. They're designed to block so much light so that they're safe to stare at the sun with, that we can't see anything. So you'd be, you can practice what that would be like by putting some kind of mask on in your house and walking around and seeing how far you get when you can't see anything, which is what happens when you walk around with solar glasses on when you're not looking directly at the sun. You can't see anything. So
great.
not a good idea.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So I wanted to do a medical check real quick, and it says I have internet connectivity problems. So I don't know what's happening, but anyway, I don't know about you, but a lot of energy here. It's exciting.
It is incredible.
Now, did you get a chance to actually go spend some time looking at partial?
Yes, every chance I've had, I have been watching and just blown away by what I'm seeing. It's my third time seeing it, but that doesn't change a thing. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard the interview with Bob, but like the quality of light is just, it's magical right now.
It's changing as we talk.
Right? Kind of fun. I love it. And of course, we're getting close to totality. And obviously it is getting darker, but there's just something really magical about that, about this time. And I hope everybody out there is keeping safe. You still have to use your glasses now all the way up to totality. And I don't know. How do you feel? Are you ready for totality?
I am so ready. I've been waiting a very long time, and I can't believe it's actually here. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but we had a lot of anxiety, or that's probably not the right word, but we were concerned about weather.
Oh,
like
yes,
we
absolutely.
heard about the fires in Spain. We didn't know how things would actually play out here and whether they would be visible. So everything looks good from what I hear,
It
right?
does. You know, the weather's been great. It's been very hot. I am curious if there's some connection between burning hot days and eclipses, because every single one, I've been very hot, but it's so worth it.
And for me, I don't mind the heat, so it's been very temperate every time we've had an eclipse. But I tell you what, let's go to the feeds and get ready for totality. We'll be back with more before then, but looking at the sun can't be beat.
Welcome back, and I am joined again with Dr. Corinne Breivik, and we are so close to totality. The moment's almost here.
I'm so excited.
Me too.
So excited.
So what can we expect when totality actually happens, and very soon?
Yeah, so already we can see it's getting darker, right? It's getting cooler. It feels so nice. So it's
Yes.
going to keep getting darker and cooler, which is also going to start to affect the insects and the birds. So we should, as it gets dark, we should start to see the nocturnal sounds happening. When it gets, as totality happens, one of the neat things we'll see is an effect called Bailey's beads.
Okay.
So the moon has crevices and valleys on it. As it covers the sun, the light's going to shine through those valleys, and right before totality, we're going to get an entire line of little dots of light right on the edge of the moon. That's the effect known as Bailey's beads. And then at some point, we'll get down to the last one of those, and that makes an effect called the diamond ring effect. And there'll be one bright light, and then it'll be gone.
All right.
And then we'll have totality, and that's when people can take off their glasses.
Awesome.
And we're going to be able to see the corona, so the atmosphere around the sun. It's always there, but we can't see it. So now we're going to get to see it. We're going to be able to see some stars. We're going to see a couple planets, like we talked about earlier. So Venus will be way high up and to the left, but Jupiter and Mercury will be close to the sun. We'll also get a 360-degree sunset around us. So if you pause and look, you should see sunset completely, assuming you can see the horizon.
Yeah.
And so that's a fantastic effect as well.
Sounds amazing. And that cooler temperature, when does it get coldest? Is it right when the sun is completely covered?
Right, you would think the coolest temperature would be right at totality, but some measurements have been taken that find that it actually is a couple minutes after totality. So it continues to cool off, because even after totality, the sun is still mostly covered.
Okay.
So it's not heating us a lot for a few minutes after that. And so there's a lag, and it'll keep cooling. So yay for us again. And then it'll start to warm up.
That sounds great. And how long is this totality?
So it depends on where you are. Here in Lyon, we have about 1 minute and 45 seconds of totality.
Okay, very exciting. And what affects that length?
So totality is controlled by the apparent size of the sun and moon, so how big they look in the sky. It turns out the Earth's orbit is round, but it's not perfectly round. So sometimes the sun is a little closer to us. Sometimes it's a little farther away, so it looks a little bigger, smaller. Same thing happens to the moon. The moon's orbit is close to circular, but it's not perfect. So sometimes it's a little closer, sometimes it's a little farther. So how big the sun and moon are really affect how long totality is. So a long eclipse occurs when the sun looks small and the moon looks big.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And we are about to switch to the feeds so you can see just the moment when totality hits.
Yeah, it's coming. Never mind.
Okay.
20 seconds.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we
So
go.
close.
15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8.
Oh, here we go.
6,
Here we go.
5,
Look.
4, 3,
Look.
2,
Look
1.
up. Look up. Look up. There's the Do you see that? And then just off to the left is there's a little prominence.
I see that. I've got goosebumps right now.
Yeah! How cool is that? Look, even on the screen, the prominence is still showing.
Unbelievable.
Right, and notice like the corona looks totally
Yes.
different than the previous pictures because it's always different. That's so
The
cool!
birds are flying.
Yeah. We've got birds, multiple birds. And look, here's your sunset, like
Oh yes,
all
I
the
see
way
it all
around on the
around.
outside, and it's behind us.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, that's Venus,
Okay.
way up high on the left.
I see that.
And then we can't see Jupiter, and they're below the buildings, but Venus is way up there.
Unbelievable.
That's so cool.
Oh, that's amazing.
That is so good. We got big spikes coming out of the corona.
Yes.
They're huge this year. And then like that prominence is so pink.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. There's like that big black area like underneath the moon.
Yes. And
Oh my goodness.
There's just nothing else in the world
And-
like it.
If you
No.
look closely, you can barely see a little bit of detail on the moon itself.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
wow.
there's just a little bit, and then like I'm seeing that the sunset is like moving as the shadow moves.
Yes. It's getting chillier.
Totality ends in 20 seconds.
Oh no! No! It always goes so
15,
fast.
14,
Like
13,
oh
12, 11, 10,
no!
9, 8,
Oh
5, 4.
So right as
Three,
totality ends, here
two,
comes the here comes the diamond
Oh.
ring, just like that. Whoa!
Amazing.
Did you see that there was the
I
Bailey's
did.
beads? And I know you're not supposed to be looking at it. There we go. Absolutely amazing.
And glasses back on.
Glasses on again, because here comes the sun.
Zach, I appreciate you extended totality for me.
Absolutely amazing.
Incredible.
Absolutely amazing. Woo! Yeah, it's never going to be like that again.
Nope. Incredible.
Absolutely. Oh, just mind-boggling.
It really is.
It just, oh, and everyone is different, right? Everyone is different. It's
Incredible.
so cool. Oh, that was, okay.
Incredible. Welcome back. We just saw the total solar eclipse of 2026 in León, Spain. What did you think?
Amazing! That was so good. The skies were perfect.
Yes.
We saw the whole thing. It was amazing.
It really was. And I heard some buzz that this one is different from any other.
Always, everyone is unique. That's why people go to them year after year after year, because
Yeah.
every experience is different and every eclipse looks different.
Yeah.
So people who chase eclipses will be able to look at the pictures and they can tell you, oh, that's going to be the 2027 eclipse or the 2026 eclipse just from the pictures.
So right off the bat, what were some things that you noticed that might have been unique about this?
So the biggest thing that's unique is the shape of the corona varies every time because it depends on what the solar activity is doing and how the magnetic field is reacting. So that's always different. You get different shapes. And then if there's any prominences. So this year there was a really cool prominence kind of about 8 o'clock or so on the sun. So there was or almost 9 o'clock, there was a big pink glow.
Yeah.
That's unique, right? Sometimes you don't see them at all, but you never see them in the same place.
Yes. So clearly this is not your first solar eclipse. So how many have you seen?
So this is my third total.
Okay.
And they've all been amazing.
Yes. Where did you see those other ones?
Yeah, so my very first one was in Australia in 2023.
Okay.
And that one was very short. It was about 55 seconds. Amazing, but short. And then I saw one in Carbondale, Illinois in 2024.
Very cool.
And then this one obviously in 2026.
Yeah. So that other, the one in Australia, was that also for a study abroad tour?
We did. We had study abroad students with us, and we had a research team doing just like we are today, where we were testing our equipment and making sure it was doing what we wanted it to do.
Yeah.
So it was a fantastic experience.
That's really cool. And so this one is alike to the Australia one because we also have been on a study abroad tour of northern Spain.
Yep. So we've spent 2 weeks traveling northern Spain. We started in Madrid. We've done a big circle of northern Spain. We've seen mountains, we've seen oceans, we've seen castles, we've seen cathedrals. It's been amazing.
It really has. And the sun has definitely been there for us the whole trip, making its presence known. Very hot, but just gorgeous, gorgeous places.
We've been very blessed with the weather for the last 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
We couldn't ask for better weather.
We really couldn't. And this is just mind-boggling. So exciting.
Yes. And there's so many opportunities. So they don't happen every year.
Yeah.
So if you didn't get a chance to see this one, there's one coming in 27. There's one in 28. There's not one that we're going to go to in 29, but then there'll be another one in 30.
Okay.
So you just got to go online and be like, where is one coming that I want to travel to?
Yeah. And there's supposed to be a lunar eclipse pretty soon in Carbondale,
There's
right?
2 weeks. In 2 weeks, there will be a lunar eclipse, and everybody in North South America, approximately, will be able to see that lunar eclipse.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. This was great to experience together, and thank you for joining me.
Oh, thank you.
We will be back shortly, and until then, enjoy the live telescope feeds. All right, well, welcome back. We wanted to get some reactions right after this total solar eclipse happened. And so could you introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Claudine. I am from San Francisco, California, and this is my first time seeing a total eclipse.
That is so cool. So what are you feeling right now?
Just how lucky I am to be able to have seen it, even if it's taken 52 years for me to be able to see one. I think I've read about total eclipses, seen videos, but really nothing compares to actually seeing it happen, tracking it as, you know, the moon moves over the sun, and then, but I think nothing really prepares you for like the total eclipse.
Yeah, it is unbelievable, just mind-blowing.
For sure.
So were you able to capture any photos of it?
We tried. We tried with the viewing lens over our iPhones.
Yes.
And got some, you know, okay iPhone shots. Nothing like to the professional level that y'all have here.
Yeah.
But yeah, very pleased. I used to be into photography, so I'm glad.
That's great.
That I was able to capture it on some sort of medium.
Yeah, this is a great event for bridging between photography and science. It's a really exciting moment for everyone.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So I would love to keep talking, but we'd love to get more reactions from other people.
No problem.
So thank you.
Thank you.
How cute. I'll be asking about that.
Okay.
All right, so welcome to the show. And could you introduce yourself?
My name is Jen Stockbridge, and this is Hawkeye, and this is Woodsy.
Okay, so I've got to ask, what's the story?
Well, these are our hiking mascots. My husband and I take these when we go on trips, and this is an adventure.
Yes.
And so I'm great to
Yeah.
mascots.
For sure. So how are you feeling right after the eclipse?
Exhilarated. My first eclipse I saw in 2017, and I was just overcome, and this is just as overwhelmingly wonderful.
Yeah.
And they got great data, so very excited.
That's great. So you travel around to see eclipses?
My husband does primarily. This is one of the trips I came on, so I'm delighted. In 2017, we were living in North Carolina when totality, the center line went right over our house.
That's so exciting.
Big deal. It was great.
Yeah. So did you get any photos of the eclipse or anything?
Not really, honestly. Before totality, but during totality, you just can't. I can't focus on trying to take a picture. I just, you know.
It all happens so fast.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, there's so much to see. So thank you for joining us, and we're going to get some more responses.
Absolutely. Thanks.
Alrighty, so do you mind introducing yourself?
Yes, my name is Christian. I'm born and raised in California, but now live in Houston, Texas.
Okay, great. So did you travel here to see the eclipse?
I did. I came to Spain just to explore it, and then the eclipse was the main attraction of it.
Yeah, so how are you feeling right after the eclipse?
And it was amazing. The first eclipse I saw was in Waco, Texas.
Oh, cool.
The 4-minute one. This was 2 minutes, but it was still amazing. It was
Yeah.
definitely worth the trip.
Was there anything in particular that you noticed about during the eclipse or beforehand?
It was, I picked up the signs from 2 years ago, the dimming of the light, the shadow bands, and also the pinhole, so you could see the shape, the crescent. Those are the signs I was trying to look for. And also I, try to take pictures when I can.
Yeah. So did you come with anyone?
No, just by myself.
That's really cool. I love solo traveling. So yeah. So thank you so much for talking with me, and
Thank
we're
you.
going to get in some more viewers.
Thanks for making the time.
Thank you. Alrighty, so who am I here with?
This is Carlos Niara.
Nice to meet you.
Nice.
And is this your first eclipse?
Not my first eclipse, but my first total eclipse.
Oh, very cool.
So, yes.
So you've seen some partials.
Yeah.
Where did you see those?
In Copenhagen, in New York, a couple of the places I can't remember, but this has been the first total eclipse.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
And so it's been a few minutes since the total eclipse, but how are you feeling? How did you feel during it?
Yeah. Well, I flew all the way from Copenhagen just for this.
Wow.
So actually it paid off every, what can I say, whatever expectations I had 10 times.
That is so exciting.
So super, and especially with all this fantastic technology that is making it so close to the heart.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate the enthusiasm. I'm feeling very excited about this as well.
It is fantastic.
So thank you for coming today, flying all the way over here, and thank you.
And keep it doing it. It's a fantastic thing to do.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And welcome back. I'm here again with Bob Baer. Bob, the last time we experienced an eclipse was back in 2024. It was a mind-blowing experience. And I got to be honest with you, it seems like the eclipses get me every time. I see one and I go, surely the next one won't be as significant as the one I saw before.
Yeah.
And again, blown away. What was your reaction?
Yeah, I was blown away too. I was back getting a few pictures. And so when it started, I was, looking at my monitor, and then I looked around the monitor and I just kind of froze.
Yeah.
It's like, it was so big because of the perspective of it being low on the horizon, that enormous prominence.
Yes.
The corona was big. I was just blown away by this one.
Zach jumped over to me right before it, and right before totality, and was like, look, there's a prominence. And you know me and prominence, I'm like, uh-oh, I got to pay attention to this. And then all of a sudden totality's happening, and it seemed
huge.
like huge. Yeah, and the streamers were like way bigger.
Very, very well defined. It was bright. I was really surprised by that. I mean, in an age of AI pictures, you cannot top what we just saw here. It was incredible.
Yeah, you can't have an AI experience.
No.
Right? This is very, very unique. Yeah, so listen, I know that I want to be very respectful of the 2026 total solar eclipse, but science doesn't stop, and neither does astronomy. So SolarSTEAM, what's next? What are some things we can look forward to in the future?
So we're already looking forward to, of course, we've got the total lunar eclipse, or the almost total lunar eclipse coming up in just 2 weeks on the 27th. So back in Carbondale, we'll do an event, we'll live stream that. And then beyond that, oh gosh, we have the National Star Party, which is always a great time. We get a lot of students at SIU involved in that as well, in the production and the putting it on. But the eclipse of the century coming up on the 2nd of August, 2027. That's only a year away.
Yeah.
So we've started, oh my gosh. Yeah, we've started some of the planning already. It takes a while to plan these things. A year is actually a little bit tight for us, but that one, over 6 minutes of totality. I can't even remember how long at this point.
I heard Corey talk about that, a little bit about what affects the length of totality, and I was just super pleased. Here we had a minute 45, up to 6 minutes or around 6 minutes, depending on where you are. That is going to be mind-blowing.
It's incredible. And then the region it's in, I'm also excited for it because of the DEB initiative and the amount of data we can collect all across North Africa. It actually touches Spain as well again. So Spain sees a second eclipse, and then it touches Saudi Arabia. It's a very long duration, long path over land. So this is an incredible opportunity, and I'm glad we already started working on this one coming up. So it's pretty incredible.
It is. Now, just for clarification, DEB initiative, even though naturally we deal a lot with our domestic DEB teams, the unique thing about Africa is we could have DEB teams in almost every country across the path across Northern Africa.
We hope to, actually. Yeah. So I was in touch with some of the people we started working with in Tangier at a university there. They've already identified their DEB teams for Morocco, which I'm super, super excited about. And then we're working through the National Outreach Coordinator Network with the International Astronomical Union to identify we've got some other team leaders in some other countries, such as Libya and Egypt already. And we hope to have volunteers, the local volunteers. This is their eclipse now coming up, and we hope to be part of that with them.
Well, that's great. I'm very excited. Don't make your travel plans for 27 until Bob announces on Facebook that all his travel needs are taken care of for 27, so we can make sure we see it too. I'm just kidding, but make your plans now because it will be a big event, right, Bob?
Oh, it really will be. Well, they're calling it the eclipse of the century, so we'll see.
Yeah, but hopefully we'll be there. Thanks so much for being on the show. Thanks for everything with SolarSTEAM, and we're going to continue to watch partiality progress through C4. We'll come back in a moment, but enjoy these feeds because they're rare and they're unique. Well, I got to tell you, I was listening to your interview with Dr. Breivik.
Yes.
And she was talking about the temperature stays cold a little longer. I was checking my heart rate, and it remained elevated well after the eclipse. So it like matched the temperature. So like it's just now getting to safe levels.
Okay.
So everything should be okay. You know.
Yes, very exciting.
What did you think?
Gosh, I was blown away. I had goosebumps the second it hit. I've seen 2 before, but that doesn't prepare you for it ever. Incredible.
I agree. I think when you watch an eclipse, you're so blown away, and you think there can't possibly be another one that would be more significant.
Yeah.
But yet, somehow in the moment, you just get caught up in it, and you see different things.
You really do.
Like I saw the diamond ring this time and in 24. I didn't see Bailey's beads, but the thing was the prominence, and there were prominences, but there were also the streamers that went out. It just it seemed so much larger than the previous eclipse.
Yeah, and we were able to see details on the moon when you looked closely, so that was really interesting as well.
Yeah, right.
And yeah, just incredible. I saw the birds started taking off. That was really cool.
Yeah, I missed it. I was like trying to take a picture, and I was like, oh, what's going on? But that's a weird thing too, like trying to take pictures, and you know, you want to be in the moment, but not out of it. But it's so magical. You're kind of compelled, you know.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. I'm so glad. This was a great experience.
It really was.
I really want to thank the University of Lyon, particularly Adrian and Laura, that helped us very early on, contacted Bob, reached out to him. They worked out the details. We visited in June. I can't say enough about what great hosts they've been to us. And so we hope that we'll work with them in the future on whether it's another eclipse or whether it's some kind of observation. Great school, great personnel, everyone's been great. And of course, the team, your team, everyone's been great.
Thank you so much for co-hosting. That was excellent.
Likewise. It's quite a team, right?
Absolutely.
We should do more.
I agree.
Maybe we need to look at more eclipses in the future. What do you think?
Yes, absolutely. I would love to.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Partiality continues. We're going to wrap our coverage now, but we're going to leave the feeds up all the way through fourth contact or sunset, whatever comes first. We don't know what we'll get because of the nature of the horizon. Thanks so much for joining us. It's been great fun. I'm Blair Allen.
I'm Annalise Gould.
And you're watching SIU's coverage, SIU Carbondale's coverage of the 2026 total solar eclipse. Thanks so much for joining us.
Until next time.